everybody. It's Chris Eads, Wootini over at gaygamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. In case you are wondering, to pick up from last week's cliffhanger, the game that I decided to go back and try turned out to be Fable 3. I was tempted to give Sleeping Dogs another go, and I mean I probably will at some point, because I did enjoy what I played, but those kinds of like open world GTA games they're hard for me because they're really easy for me to put down, because there's no like story to keep you motivated to continue. So I just sort of can put them down and pick them up later and do another mission, and I still don't really care what's going on because it's all the little missions, so you don't really get an ongoing story, like a sense of an ongoing story as much. That's why I prefer stuff like, like Mass Effect that keeps propelling you through the story and it keeps you motivated and you want to see what happens next and you can't put it down. But I went and tried Fable 3, which I had heard bad things about. People were not enthused by it. I don't think I ever saw any review. I mean, this game is wicked old, so I don't remember. But I don't recall seeing any reviews that were just like, this game is horrible, it is a waste of time, don't even play it. The impression I got was that it's not as good as 1 or 2. I thought there was some kind of like SimCity kind of aspect to it, where you have to build up your army of supporters and then defeat, and then it becomes like if it becomes like a tactical strategy game, I'm doomed. But right now, it's just the beginning part, and it's all just, very linear. Follow the glowing thread over here, and then follow it over here, and then kill these guys, and do this, that, and the other thing. So, it's okay. It's still very linear. I don't feel like I've had a chance to go off and explore other things, or do side quests. Nobody's said anything about side quests yet. And I haven't really been able to customize my character too much yet, as far as like wardrobe and whatever, because I'm still doing the very specific missions to get things underway. I also have not chosen anyone to try and woo, although it's hard because I've only gone to the first big city, and everyone there is dressed all in their frilly lace, and they're a bunch of fops, and I just don't find any of them at all appealing. I think in Fable 2 I romanced like a pirate or something because he was kind of hot. But eventually I'll find a guy to settle down with and buy a nice house. There's a really nice building outside of the city that is crazy expensive, and I think I will make it my goal to buy that. But first there's, monsters and enemies to kill, so I'll do that. Again, there hasn't been a whole lot of, moral choices, except for the one in the very beginning, where you have to, choose to kill your old friend or a bunch of strangers, and I was like, what the hell is this? The game has just started and already you're gonna pull this crap? But, there hasn't really been too much else on the way so far, but like I said, it's early days. And the question is, will I stick with it, or will I get distracted by some other freebie game that comes out? Because I know that Sony has a bunch of PlayStation Plus. I've noticed that the Xbox free with gold games have been less and less interesting to me. Like in the beginning, they were like, "Hey, look at this and look at that," and I'm like, "Oh, I'll download this. I'll download that. That's pretty good." And now they've gone, and now they're on the C-level games where I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not so interested in that." But the PlayStation Plus, I will be maintaining my subscription to that because they've been putting out some really good titles. Unfortunately, we're now at the point where they're putting out titles that I've already played, so I'm like, oh well. But I know in February they're getting Remember Me, which, if you read my review on the site, I kind of enjoyed, even though the combat system I found problematic. Other people might not. You might be good at combos. I am not. But the story and the art direction in that game was terrific, and it's well worth playing through just for that. And the memory sequences are really cool. But I know that in February they're supposed to get Metro Last Light, which intrigued me, but it wasn't one of those games, because I do like first-person shooter games, but it was one of those games where I was like, oh, that looks interesting, but there wasn't a hook that, made me say, ooh, I want to play that definitely. It's something where I was like, eh. So in this case, if I can download it for free and just play it, then yay, I will. And then I'll see if it's any good. But hopefully I can stick with Fable 3 and not put it down, and maybe I'll finish it and not get distracted. Like I am. This is what happened with Tearaway on the Vita, because I've been distracted playing Bravely Default and Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds on my 3DS. So poor Tearaway is sitting there going, "Hi, remember me? You really liked me." And I'm like, "I know, but I just don't have time to play everything." And it's just not good. Although I am going to have minor hernia surgery, so I'm going to be laid up for a couple of days, so hopefully I can get some games played then, when I'm not all doped up. So I will see you back here next week, as long as I heal properly, and enjoy. And if you have recommendations, if I shouldn't try Metro, let me know. If there's another game that I should try, let me know. And don't try to tell me not to play Fable 3, because I already am. So, see you next week. Bye!